What's up, everyone? Hello, Wengapo. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you are living your best life. I hope that you are out here in the streets being your unapologetic self, because that is all we need in this world. It is currently super rainy right now. I don't know what is going to come out of this video, but just bear with me. We'll see. Welcome back to the channel, Unapologetically Coco. Coco's here and feeling a little moody. I didn't expect for my channel to talk about some of the hard stuff that I've been going through, but I think that's kind of important when you are trying to share yourself and you're trying to, uplift people and let people live their truths. And I think there's so many times that people only show the good, like when you're on Instagram, people are only posting when things are just looking epic, or things are looking just great. And it's not like that. I mean, we all have our ups and downs, and I think it's important for people to recognize and to understand that we're all in this together, and not everything is not always rainbows. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. But yeah, I've talked about my breakup, and I didn't really know that I was going to dive as deep or really share, but I just kind of want people to just know that they're not alone in this. It's really hard. For me, it's been one of the hardest things I've ever been to. And so it's just one of those days where I'm just having a bad day, and I just kind of want to talk about how you can have those days, you can miss that person, but you can also still be progressing and still be accomplishing so much, and you still can be growing. I can beat myself up a lot when I have these days where I'm replaying things, or I have those limiting beliefs, those terrible negative self-talks, and I beat myself to a point where it's like, well, it's been X amount of months, why aren't you over it? I'm not a type of person who wants to dwell or wants people to feel sorry for me. God. I have a hard time because I think I'm not able to understand that there could be both. I couldn't then, but now I am understanding that you can feel really down, feel really sad, and there's days that you probably don't want to get out of bed and wallow and ruminate on all of the good times, or just think you're so flawed, you have all these insecurities, but still also be able to recognize that you are growing and you are achieving a lot. And I recognize that for myself, that I've done so much work to get to the point that I am. It just doesn't change the fact that I really miss my partner sometimes. And I don't know if it's more of so I miss what was, or that idea of having someone that was so close to you, and then the fact that they have to become a stranger is really hard for me, because I'm just loyal to a fault. I don't know, y'all. Today has just been really hard, and I don't really know what triggered it. But it's just one of those things where you just have to give yourself time and allow yourself to feel your feelings. And it's okay. It's okay not to always be 100 at your best. Um, and I don't know who I'm speaking to right now. I don't know if anyone's really gonna watch this. I just felt compelled when I was in bed, like, you know what, Coco, you just need to show your true self, be real and be authentic. And yeah, like I've learned so much about myself, and I'm not as sad as I was when everything first happened, but it's okay that there's both, and it probably will always be like some little linger, you know. And I think for me, one of the things that this breakup has done on my accord is that it was such an identity shatter, because a lot of my vision of my life and kind of where it was headed included my ex, and having to give up such a vivid dream, um, and like just change all the things that I thought was going to be. It's hard. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting nervous. I'm just recognizing that it's so much more than the breakup, though. It's so much deeper. Um, a lot of like the inner child wounds that I had, and the traumas that I lived through. I thought that like I fully healed from them, and I'm recognizing that there might have it might have actually shared light in that I'm not actually over it, or my past self, like my inner child and even like my inner teenager, is still working through so much. And so I'm grateful that I'm going through what I'm going through, because now I have so many things to look deeper and look inward and really find out the things that I need. It's like I'm dating myself, which is so wild and so different, because I'm really trying to like take care of myself and really get to know myself on the deepest levels, which I feel like everyone should do, especially when you're feeling vulnerable and you're feeling uncertain, you're feeling insecure, and you're just not sure of what's next, because that's a big part of where I'm at. It's like I have like no desire to date. Obviously I'm human, so you do crave that affection, that intimacy, that camaraderie, but I'm trying to figure out like what I want, and I want to be that for myself, instead of needing that needing someone to fill that void for me. And it's a lot, and I appreciate that now that I'm able to really focus on the things that I need to focus on. And there's just a lot of things to unravel and things to unpack that I feel is beneficial to do when you're alone, because once you're able to really work on those things, you're able to really articulate what are your expectations in relationships and what are expectations for yourself. Now I'm just really focused on self-loving and figuring out real self-worth, and really just wanting to just take care of myself the best way that I know how. And that's just really going into that deep gunk that you really just don't like to touch or tap into, because it's uncomfortable, and it's not the best feeling. Like no one wants to be uncomfortable, no one likes discomfort, and so it's like I have to like really go there. And I'm so grateful that I have two therapists that I speak to pretty regularly. One that I'm slowly talking about my breakup situation, and then another that is specializes in trauma recovery and healing. And those have just been really helpful, because now I can pinpoint things, and things have arose that I wasn't aware of. And then they're able to challenge a lot of the thoughts that are coming. And so that's where recognizing that it's so much bigger than the actual breakup. It's just all like the grand scheme is like so much more. It's like so much deeper than anything I could have imagined. And yeah, I just really wanted just to take the time just to like encourage people to really look deeper, um, and um, don't beat yourself up if you have any feelings of sadness, or you feel like you missed the person, or you feel inadequate, or like all of those things. Just like, you can be doing all the work, you could be eating healthy, you could be working out, you could be meditating, you could do all of these things, socializing with your friends and making new connections, having that great job. Like, you can still have those things and still feel hurt, and that's okay. No, it doesn't have to be one way or the other. And I think that's just so important for people to know, because for me, like I said, I really was not the type of person that dwells on things. I usually like pack things up and just keep it moving. And I think when you are feeling that vulnerable and you feel so out of place, and I feel like just kind of like a disalign a little bit, it does take a lot of work to put yourself in a place that is in alignment to what you really want. And I know that I'm just very protected and I'm really loved, and I'm so grateful that I have such a solid support system in my family and my friends and just all my loved ones. I'm so grateful that I am able to create again, because for the longest time I wasn't able to really fully express myself. But that is like the biggest lesson I'm really trying to honor. But I'm happy that I'm able to create again, because it is definitely just how I get things out, more than so than like writing and meditating. Like, that has always been my best expression. I've been doing so much. I really have been trying my hardest just to be my own best friend, and especially during the darker times. It's just like, it can be really hard, and it can be really hard to remind yourself of how much you've accomplished. And just like that constant wave of grief that just seems to like come up, I thought for the longest time that like if I was moving forward, that's how I could make a YouTube channel and I'm dancing again and socializing and all these things. Like, part of me like felt like, oh, like I'm like erasing him, erasing what we had, or like I'll never like see him, or like those memories I won't have anymore. I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I'm very proud of what I have accomplished. And I've spoken to so many people, have so many mentors and friends, and it brought me closer to my family, and it's showing me that there's gonna be so much good too, and I could still see the good, and I do believe I'm much stronger than I've ever been in my entire life, even if like I'm sad. And I just feel like that's the biggest reason why I wanted to post a video like that, because I know there's so many people out there who are going through something, and not necessarily to be a breakup, but just like know that I see you, and you could keep going, and don't beat yourself up when you feel down, or if it's really hard for you to keep going. Like, if you need that rest, if you need that downtime, just do it. Allow yourself the time to just really let it go, to really sit with your emotions. But that doesn't mean you're backtracking. It doesn't mean that you're weak or you're pathetic or whatever negative thoughts you may have. Just allow yourself to really be as real and as authentic with yourself as possible. One of the things that I have definitely not mastered yet, but really am trying to take in and really learn and practice every day is gratitude. And that has been my saving grace through all this. And I'm just so grateful for the people in my life and grateful for the arts, and I'm grateful for who I'm becoming. And I'm grateful for the relationship too, because for the longest time I never thought that I would ever fall in love. And that's something to be really proud of. And if you really knew like my story and what it meant, like dating as a Black queer person, I just never really thought. So I'm grateful, and I can feel down, but I know that I'm just unfolding to something better, and something better is to come. Yeah, I really am grateful for whoever's watching this right now, and just know that I am proud of you. I'm proud of all the stuff that you're doing, all the stuff that you're learning, all the work that you're doing. I think this is a good place to end. I don't know if I'm going to do more videos on this specific topic, but I know that it is good just to hear people's truths, and let me know how you guys go about going on in the world, and when things seem to be a little dark, when things seem bleak, when you have a hard time getting up, how do you get yourself out of bed during those times? Because I feel it would be really helpful for other people who are in that same boat. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go put on a good movie, I guess. Maybe journal a little bit. Thank you guys for just literally letting me vent, and it's really nerve-wracking to do something like this, but it's also something that I've always envisioned. And even if it's just one person who gets something out of this, out of my vulnerability, and that's literally all that matters. But on that note, be kind, everyone. Be compassionate. Be fierce. Be so brave out there in those streets, and just be your unapologetic self. Live your truth, y'all. Until the next video, I'm Coco.